So we are privileged to have with us the Secretary of the Navy, the Honorable Ray Mabus, with us to present the awards to these outstanding individuals. As the Secretary of the Navy is responsible for conducting the affairs of the Department of the Navy, including recruiting, organizing, equipping, training, and mobilizing. Additionally, he oversees the construction and repair of naval ships, aircraft, and facilities, and formulates and implements policies and programs consistent with national security policies. Secretary Mabus is responsible for an annual budget in excess of $170 billion and leads 90,000 people, 4 of which we're going to honor today. Upon assumption of office and throughout his tenure, the Secretary has prioritized improving the quality of life of sailors, Marines, and their families, decreasing the department's dependence on fossil fuels, strengthening partnerships, and revitalizing the Navy shipbuilding program. Secretary Mabus has made increasing the size of the naval fleet and protecting industrial base a top priority. During his tenure, the Navy went from building fewer than 5 to more than 40 ships under contract, most of them fixed price and multi-year deals. Mr. Secretary, we thank you for being with us and for the opportunity to help recognize some outstanding individuals.
And now we invite the winner of the Admiral Vern Clark Safety Award Citation for Unit, Fleet Air Reconnaissance Squadron 4. Fleet Air Reconnaissance Squadron 4, VQ4, continues its focus on aviation and ground safety with the motto, Mission First, Safety Always. The Shadows of VQ4 safely flew over 1,200 sorties and 5,900 flight hours with 0 mishaps during fiscal year 2014. These efforts extended their Class A mishap-free record to an unmatched 42 years and over 380,000 hours. Today, VQ4 is responsible for providing a survivable, reliable, and durable airborne means for the President of the United States to communicate with our strategic forces. In FY 2014, VQ4 flew 5,900 hours with 0 mishaps, performing missions in 3 areas of responsibility, completing 11 overseas deployments, and supporting several CJCS and U.S. STRATCOM operational and exercise missions. The Shadows utilized the Aviation Safety Awareness Program with an impressive 132% reporting rate per flight event and 100% review rate. These ASAP reports were the catalyst for identifying hazards and improving safety throughout the task force. In November 2014, VQ4 hosted a community-wide safety stand-down. The event was attended by more than 600 people and was the focus of many safety-related topics that applied directly to flying and maintaining aircraft. These were lauded as the best stand-down in CSCW1 history. The Shadows of VQ4 are continually working to improve their incredible record in aviation and ground safety. Never accepting the status quo, they strive to eliminate hazards in the workplace, whether it's on the flight line, in the aircraft, or in the hangar and maintenance spaces. Through robust use of existing Navy programs such as ASAP and HAZRAP reporting systems and vigilant use of their own local safety programs, VQ4 continues a trend of ever-improving safety. The winner of this year's Admiral Vern Clark Safety Award for an individual is Mr. Aaron Osbrooks. Aaron S. Osbrooks, United States Navy. For his leadership in the Safety Department at Strategic Weapons Facility Pacific, Mr. Osbrooks and his department have regularly identified 3 to 4 hazards each year which required either internal or external support to mitigate and or abate. Working to establish requirements outlined in Echelon 2 guidance, he and his department proactively executed jointly developed testing plans and implemented the local procedures and mitigation measures to safeguard personnel at the highest levels, while not impacting SWAFPAC's ability to support fleet operation requirements. These mitigations included numerous unplanned, time-critical waterfront operations in direct support of the D5 weapon system. This innovative approach to meeting emergent requirements as a highly functioning team performed detailed assessments of hazards at multiple locations, interpreting regulatory requirements, using assets on hand, while scrutinizing testing results are a hallmark of the success of Mr. Osbrooks and his safety department in multiple areas. His commitment to safety is not only documented, but is clearly visible from the first day when an employee or a visitor attends the required safety orientation prior to assessing SWAFPAC's facilities. He not only inspects, but actively visits work areas to provide independent assessment and on-the-spot corrections. Safety is not a motto at SWAFPAC. It is embedded in the culture and a very critical part of every practice, procedure, and policy followed all day, every day, on or off duty. Mr. Osbrooks continues to be a model department head, leader, and innovator whose actions reflect great credit upon him and are in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Navy and the Navy League of the United States. The winner of the General James Jones Safety Award for the unit, the Marine Corps Logistics Base, Barstow. Marine Corps Logistics Base, Marine Corps Base Barstow, for setting the standard for an effective, comprehensive, and resilient safety program. The Safety Department's overall efforts in protecting the operating forces and civilian workforce resulted in Marine Corps Base Barstow being selected as fiscal year 2014 Commandant of the Marine Corps Warrior Preservation Award recipient. The Safety Department ensures strict compliance with federal, state, and local Occupational Safety Health Administration regulations by integrating the Voluntary Protection Program standards as the primary element of the safety management system. Marine Corps Logistics Base Barstow's approach to mishap reduction has significantly reduced reports of unsafe, unhealthful working conditions and has increased employee involvement in reporting hazards. Marine Corps Logistics Base Barstow's extremely successful year included exceeding its own total care incident rate and days away restricted or transfer rate reduction goals by 51% and 63%, respectively. During 2014, Marine Corps Logistics Base Barstow provided significant resources in support of the Department of Defense and federal VPP program. This base provided special government employees in direct support of 8 OSHA on-site VPP STAR inspections across the country. The base's outstanding SGE support was formally recognized by OSHA Region 9 by selecting Marine Corps Logistics Base Barstow to represent the region as its nomination for the National SGE of the Year Award for 2014. The initiatives implemented, along with the achievements and mishap reduction accomplished, made by our Marines and civilian Marines in 2014, has had a significant impact not only on mission readiness, but on the tenant organizations, sister services, as well as many other federal entities. The winner of the General James Jones Safety Award for an individual, Staff Sergeant Michael S. Whittemore. Gunnery Sergeant Michael S. Whittemore, United States Marine Corps, for establishing a climate with 2D Supply Battalion that embraces the safety program. While a Staff Sergeant, his leadership, forward thinking, and ability to communicate safety programs were a monumental undertaking in a command of over 800 Marines, sailors, and civilians. The battalion grew in safety training and communication, awareness, hazard identification, and mentoring due to Staff Sergeant Whittemore's efforts as he led a team of 25 safety managers through a dynamic industrial workforce. He was instrumental in developing a safety and occupational program that incorporated non-commissioned officers and company executive officers. He established a safety mishap investigation program and completed 12 serious mishap investigations in which he developed lessons learned from each and risk mitigation steps to prevent future incidents. Staff Sergeant Whittemore established a building inspection program that oversees 130 structures monthly. He also established a fire warden program and ensured the appointment and training of 40 Marines and sailors who inspect and manage each building monthly to ensure workers, equipment, and buildings are safe and hazard-free. Further, Staff Sergeant created a medical surveillance program that monitors civilians, Marines, sailors who experience significant shifts in hearing. He was an active leader and advocate of force preservation within the command whose accomplishments were too numerous to document here. His initiative and dedication to duty reflect credit upon him and are in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps, the United States Navy, and the Navy League of the United States.